what I'm having for dinner and probably for lunch tomorrow. I'm making some macaroni and cheese from scratch, and I'm making on top, not baked, because I don't really want to turn this oven on. But I end up having like a lot of leftover stuff. For instance, I had this Monterey Jack cheese that I had for I don't know how long. It was going to go bad, so I was able to use that. I had this milk that says it expires, good to be used by April 12th. So it's mostly gone, so I was able to use the milk. And then I had this sour cream that I had that says it's going to expire by, I don't know what the date is. I just had it in my refrigerator for over 6 months. And I just put the leftover butter. I had a little bit of butter. You can barely see it in there. But, so I was able to use the butter. And I had these, I normally like, these are bow ties, but by Barilla. I usually like elbow macaroni, but I was just basically going to use what I had in the cabinet. And I had this box of Barilla for I don't know how long. And then I've had this little bag of flour, which expired. It used by, I can't see the date, but I mean, these things I've had in my pantry for quite a while. Had these in the fridge, you know, up until the expiration date. And then this is the latest cheese that I got. So I went ahead and made the mix, the milk mixture. I put salt and pepper in there. And I already have the bow tie pasta over here that I had already, what do you call it, cooked a little right before in this same pot. And so I stir in all this mixture in here. I'm playing it mostly by ear because I really never made this before. But all I know is I want to accommodate all of this pasta. And like I said, I put pepper in it, use up what little bit of salt I had left in there. And I just had the fire on low. So I had put some flour in there and a little bit of milk until it got thick. Then I added some cheese and sour cream, salt and pepper. But I did boil the macaroni in some seasoning, salt and paprika. I don't know why, but and onion powder. So basically I'm just adding some cheese little by little to get this cheesy mixture going. And I'm just trying to save enough cheese so when I make tacos later on. But in the meantime, I know this cheese will go bad way before I get to it or can finish it. So I think this is the best option. And this is like a side dish. In my case, it's a meal because I can have enough on a plate where it'd be equivalent to all I need. But I'm going to make some sauteed spinach and mushrooms as a vegetable dish. But I do have this pack of spinach that looks like it's trying to go bad. So I'm going to saute that in the pan with some mushrooms back here, a little can. So I'm going to put those two together. And it's just the sliced mushroom. And I'm only going to do that because the spinach is going bad. And some of these other ingredients were going to go bad too, is why I have to put a jump on it. So I don't know if this is enough mixture, but I'm going to go ahead and start adding in some of the pasta. And take it from there. So I'm just going to take this pan. This is what the macaroni and cheese look like so far. I'm just taking another pan. And I'm going to put a little bit of butter and a little bit of olive oil in this pan. I like the combination of oil and butter when I make certain dishes. And that's just the Great Value extra virgin olive oil. And the butter, I just had it in this little Tupperware for sandwiches. Get this knife right here. And I'm just going to cut up half of this and chuck that in there. And just get me a little wooden spoon and get that set there for a second until I open up the spinach. Turn my fire down really low. And I'm going to set that on there. Sometimes I make this dish when I have fresh mushrooms chopped up, and then I would have put them in first. But since these mushrooms are pretty much already cooked, because they're already in the can, I'm just going to go ahead and leave that. Some onion salt to that, because I don't mind the onion, but I do need some salt in there for sure. And you know spinach, it wilts down itself. So yeah, and I just like paprika and stuff for color reasons. You know, it's always just a pretty color that it gives food. And I normally would add pepper, but I just don't feel like pepper today. This is what the mushrooms look like. So once this gets wilted down, then I'm gonna put the mushrooms in, and then I'll have a picture of both of them. And this is done, in my opinion. So it just needs, the mushrooms need to warm up. The macaroni and cheese cooked on top of the stove, and some spinach and mushroom. The macaroni and cheese, and the spinach and mushroom, and a kombucha. And this one is ginger lemon. And this is the dishes. So I'm just going to take this top and put it over this one. And then I'm going to get some, buy better foil, but I always get it from the dollar tree or 99 section, or the cheap section from Walmart. So anyway, there's my plate of food, and it's just a little saucer. So if it looks like a lot, it's not. It's on a saucer. And then now I'm going to put a top on top of it. I don't know. I just feel better like that.